I was with my Taiwanese. Is that a thing?
Yes.
Okay. It's been so long.
I was like, wait, what?
My Taiwanese roommate at the time, and I scream really loudly as we're walking towards the store. And she's like, what? I says, look, it's a roach. And she was like, girl, this is Texas. They're bigger in Arizona. And then when she
Nope.
then when someone else had moved into their apartment, because it was time for us to leave Texas. Well, some of us stayed in Texas, and some of us went to our bases up when I was flight attendant. And the one girl decided to stay, and I helped her move into her townhouse. The rent is like the same amount here in certain part of Texas. The rent's not bad. You get a decent amount of land, like the suburban Pittsburgh, not like city Pittsburgh rent is what you pay. So I'm like just being me and just looking around and checking out stuff because we're real cool. And it was like, yeah, I'm helping you move in your stuff. And then I'm checking out her kitchen for some reason after we put together some furniture. And who knew me knowing how to use an Allen key would be the most significant part. It's like, my dad would be proud, but at the same time, really? That's the bar in this situation.
Really?
Okay. But I digress. In the kitchen, I'm like, inspect things down. I'm like, ooh, you got a garbage disposal. And then I flicked the garbage disposal, and there were bugs in the garbage disposal.
What?
How did you know?
That came up.
That came up.
I
You
opened
can't
something.
say what I said.
I opened something, and I was like, oh, girl, it looks like this place has bugs. And because I saw like what looked like a bug.
Oh!
A bug drop.
Oh! Nope.
And I was like, I think this place has roaches. And she was like, she didn't say much after that. And I was like, I think I'm gonna take my purse to the car.
Oh hell, nope.
I'm gonna take my shit to the car.
I immediately put my purse in the car. And I'm not exaggerating because
Did you dump your purse to sit there and make sure nothing was in it?
Because it gets to be 101 down there.
That shit is big.
107 degrees. The roaches are really big apparently.
They probably eat real good down there. And it's warm to be sunbathing and shit. Y'all on your kitchen counter with their little arms and legs up, and you know they got lots of legs to go faster. Sorry, I digress. Nope, for the bugs. Nope.
She said they were bigger in Arizona.
Nope.
She was one of my
If
favorites.
anything's bigger than the one we seen in New Orleans that was just chilling there.
It was bigger than that one.
Nope.
And it's funny because
I'm good.
As you go further that way,
Nah,
it gets bigger.
that means they eating too well.
I have horror stories for roommates, but she was actually a really chill roommate. Like, she was really cool.
Yeah, until the bugs. See, I can't.
I don't even think we picked each other. We ended up, because I think we stayed at the Hyatt when we lived in, when we were in training. And I think they paired people off. Me and her just hit it off, and she was respectful. Like, I guess the bar is so low for roommates because I've had some terrible roommates. Like, in college.
Like, it was up here, but
Going from an all-girls college to going from an all-guys household with my mom, not included, to an all-girls dorm. I'm like,
that makes you a very, very well-balanced individual.
I'm like, women. That was like moving into Carla was the first time I realized that women were gross. I didn't realize women were
and that's the misconception. A lot of people be like, oh, guys are gross. I'm like,
No.
I mean, they are. Don't get me wrong.
Some females can be really dirty and don't clean up after themselves.
I think that's the thing, is when you get a bunch of women who have no sense of tidy.
I've had my own bathroom, when I used to live in a suite when I moved on campus because I found someone that was looking for someone to join them in the suite. And that meant we would have our own bathroom and we wouldn't have to share the floor bathroom with the rest of the people. Oh my goodness! The one time that something about our bathroom broke, that we had to use the shower. We had to use the shower, the communal shower, on the floor. Oh my goodness! Apparently, girls used to go to the bathroom in the shower, and it wasn't just It wasn't just peeing in the shower.
Are you serious?
There would be feminine hygiene products, places. I was like, what?
In the shower?
Like, people would not clean. People.
Well, that ain't even. That's past clean. That's why. That's what. What, you in the shower? You just pull your plug out like, yo, I'm gonna just leave this here. Or I can't make it. What?
The girls understand.
I grew up. My mom, like one of my first jobs that I remember my mom having is she was a housekeeper at the Radisson in Monroeville, and she would come home and she'd tell me about, like, I was little, like I didn't think about it then. Like, she would tell me about things that she did and how awesome it was and whatnot. Like, so anytime I run into a housekeeper, like even with my flight to the job, like even when I was at Carlo, I'd be like, I respect the housekeeper. Like, I would build a rapport with the housekeeper. Like, sit and, but even the housekeeper was like, some of these people are dirty.
I'm still on.
But
You said there were things in the shower and not pee. So now that means turds to me. That's what that sounds
in
like.
the shower. People would pee on the toilet.
What do they expect?
People
Like,
would
who to wash away?
People
what?
would pee on the toilet seats with
I hate
blood
that.
on the toilet seats. It would be gross. Like,
There's not enough in this house.
it would be gross.
Listen, I lived with my uncle for about, I think, roughly like 2 years. Maybe, I don't remember. But I just remember.
Like, whenever I had my apartments, that was my pet
like
peeve.
living with guys is and the thing is, it's like,
People like, guys aren't clean, but guys aren't clean on a different level.
and I mean, it depends. Like,
a
Darnell
lot
is more of a, he's messy, but Uncle Robert's real clean. Like, he cleans. And I'm like, so when I go to the bathroom and I see that there's driblets on the toilet, I know who it is. I'm like,
But a lot of guys, they have disorganized. And then when you see it, certain girls, you compare it to a girl's disorganized, you're like, what in the...
And it's different. Like, I mean, it depends on the type of guy in the environment. I feel like with women, they have this, they'll understand, or like the stuff that we go through is a little more alarming. I don't care if we all do bleed. I don't want to see that.
But look, my sister...
I don't see my own. I definitely don't want to see yours, baby. I don't want to see
my
that.
sister, whenever I lived in D.C., she sat there and asked if she could move with me because she didn't have a place to stay. So I'm like, you could live with me. And so I let her live with me, and she is the messiest. I'm like, I'm the cleanest, she's the messiest. You gotta go. I'm like, you can't stay here
I had
no
a roommate
more.
who claimed that she had OCD and she spit up on the floor and put a rug over it. And I was like, I don't think
That's not OCD behavior.
I mean,
do you know that?
even when I'm drunk out of my mind, I'm always the type to clean up my mess. Like, I knock something over, I'm the one that's like, can someone grab me some, like, spray so it don't get sticky or something?
I have OCD. So I'm like, that's not OCD behavior to cover it up. Like, no one's gonna see it.
You know it's there. And with OCD, like, she got it bad. Like, if things don't line up perfectly and I move something, Exhibit A. See? You can't just, you cover something, you know it's there. You know it's there. So I'm like, I don't care if you were drunk or not. That's a mental thing. You're not going to cover that up with a rug. That's gross.
What made me mad was she had all that time to throw up in Oakland and she decided to wait until she got into the room and she threw it right in front of the door. So,
like, you could have thrown it in a garbage can on the street.
Or just say, hey, I think I need to throw up. Okay, hold on.
No. If you're walking from a bar or whatever and your perfect place to throw up is on the street, you don't got to clean it up. They got to clean it up.
You could have gone to the car
housekeeper a note, and I remember the stuff that we had in elementary school and in middle school that absorbs liquids, and you just pour it on the liquids. So I borrowed it. So I borrowed it from her cart, and I left her a note like, "Hey, Miss Janice, I borrowed your stuff." But I did it. It was a really good reason why I borrowed your stuff.
We used to use stuff like that because I worked at Jiffy Lube when we have oil spills, and it's not a powder. It's like some stuff you put.
It looks like oatmeal, and it absorbs the liquid.
They got that, and they got the ones that are like pads that you put over.
And I borrowed her vacuum cleaner too because they left the car down. I guess they knew.
Get that shit done. Nope. Nah. I don't do the messy. I don't do the. It's different when it's your shit. And it's only you gotta worry about. When it's somebody else's stuff, I don't care how close. It's like, it's the first time it's like, okay, I get it. You're in a rush, you had to leave, but cool. Second time when it starts to happen, it's like, bitch, if you don't get your shit.
I know, but it's like whenever my sister was living with me and I would wake up and I go to the bathroom, I'm like,
nope.
You ain't clean.
And then when it gets to the point where it's not just like clutter, it's nasty stuff.
Not only that, I cleaned the house I cleaned my apartment every other day, but she wouldn't even clean the shower. Wouldn't even clean up after herself.
And I think the shower's my pet.
I'm like,
so I'm like, nope.
You're
my
bracing.
senior year, I had one of. What's the third roommate? Oh, I was the third roommate. Oh. What? Okay, so I had one roommate that was really great my senior year. She was so understanding, and she was like, "Oh, Shirley's gonna get upset at something. Not something that she did, but the other roommate did." I was like, "Oh goodness." That was the year I caught my roommate in my bed with her boyfriend after I had spent hours.
She has her own bed.
She said, "Well, the TV was in your room, and we wanted to watch TV."
Well,
but
bad
it was my
TV. Bad TV.
I wish we went to college together, Dad. I wish I could have applied to be your roommate and you had got one of them other ratchet ass roommates so that I could have regulated shit. Because I feel like we would have had our podcast earlier than podcasts were a thing. Because I would have been like, I would have
fought her
something.
Roommate.
Nah, I'm gonna need you to record
No. I
this
would
right
have
quick.
fought her roommate.
I'm gonna need you to get out the bed.
Listen. I would have fought her roommate because, like, bitch, buy a TV. It ain't.
I don't need to fight him. I mean, don't get me wrong.
At the time, at my young age, I would have fought that bitch, dragged her across the floor.
Probably.
But, you know.
But no, I'd have been like, excuse me, I'm gonna need you to get up. You and, I don't even know what your name is, where's Waldo? I'm gonna need you to go back into the crowd.
I knew how it was going to turn out because my first year in the suites, because 3 people got to stay in suites at all times, so we were always recruiting for the next year because someone would graduate. That first year, the one roommate who she woke us up and she said, "If I can't sleep, nobody can," type situation, and the RA had to
Did you go, wait, tell me out, did you pledge for like a sorority?
No.
Okay, so you weren't like, it wasn't like Hell Week or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
Like
I said, I wish I was your roommate because I would have designated her as.
I would have put her. I'm like, nobody could sleep. I'll put you to sleep.
You're right. Nobody can sleep. Let me take my wrap off. Hold on.
No, babe. I would put. Hold on, no, babe. I'd be like, oh, you can't sleep? I'll put you to sleep.
And the way we configured the rooms, like we had 2 rooms in a suite, and then our bathroom would be in the far back. The way that we configured it is the kitchenette area that was near the bathroom. We configured it like, hey, we're gonna put a set of bunk beds, right? There will always be a set of bunk beds, and there will be one bed, all in the same room. So we'd have sleeping quarters, and then we'd have study/watch TV quarters.
Mm-hmm.
We thought that worked out really well, but the next set of roommates was like, no, let's put 2 beds in the front, 1 bed in the back with the TV in the back. And I had seniority, so we put TV in the back. And
like my TV,
that first configuration is when I'll never remember. I wake up and I'm on the top because we would rotate semesters and we would have to have the top bunk. So I'm on the top bunk and I wake up to, if I can't sleep, nobody can. Why though? What was her? What is she? She was arguing with Donnies, and you've met Donnies.
Yeah. We love Donnies.
We love you, girl. What you do to her? Anyways, I
What did Donnies do?
Donnies didn't do anything. She said Donnies was chewing her cough drop too loud.
Was this bitch fresh out of jail? What? Describe this chick, because I feel like she was in prison. She sounds like she was in prison. Bitch, what the fuck is you chewing on? What? I'm not even. It's a cough. I have a scratchy throat.
It's a weekday.
I can't have a scratchy throat.
It's a
I can't
weekday
soothe my throat. What's
at
wrong
2
with you?
a.m. and the RA comes in.
Wait, time out. I still need to describe. Was she big? She was big, wasn't she?
She was small.
Nah, she was a big birther. There's no way no small little one is gonna be talking that loud with other. She could get jumped, so she had to be kind of tall, kind of stocky.
She was kind of big.
That's what I was about to say. Cause there's no way in the world, like you kind and everything, but I know there's a limit. You mess with her sleep, she louder. Bitch, what is you talking
We had to
about?
go to mediation, and the one roommate was like, I think they should have to move out if I have to move out. And I was like, absolutely not. We were here first, so.
Bitch, I'll kill you. It's like, no. I'll fight you.
But I digress. This is a good warm up. Y'all
I
ever
will fight you.
y'all have any roommate horror stories? Because I could go on and on. I lived in New York. I had a roommate in New York. She ran off with the whole
I've
security
only had
closet.
family. I mean, God bless their souls. And not even
I
fucking real talk.
had a roommate and she was sloppy. And it's like, not only was she sloppy, but it's like she wouldn't sleep in a bed. She would sleep on the couch.
Why?
And I'm like, why would you sleep on the couch? I'm like,
What's wrong with her bed?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. But
I
she
got a problem
wanted
with people
to
always
sleep.
wanting to sleep on my couch.
But no, but my
Like, if you
thing,
got a nice couch or
but
something.
my thing is why are you sleeping on the couch? I'm like, you have a perfectly good bed. The couch is clean. Why are you funking up the couch?
I'll do one worse.
Oh, no.
The OCD roommate, she used to sneak in the RA's room because the RA's room would be unlocked because most of us were her friends, and she would sleep in her. She would just jump in her bed.
Wait.
I'm not gonna put either of the people on Front Street. That's why she said.
I want y'all to know that don't think that y'all are safe because I will investigate the shit and find out who you are. I'm not gonna say who you are, but we gonna find out because I know when she graduated.
That's why the RA started locking her door because she like.
So wait, tell me about. Girlie used to just wander. Like, did she have like a?
No, she didn't have a sleeping issue.
She just would go climbing her. Did she have a crush on her?
Not that I know of.
Was she on the down low and could have had a crush on her?
RAs got to have like a single room, but sometimes they would still have a second bed. Maybe she had a second bed. I can't recall if she had a second bed, but I would hope that she had a second bed.
Love triangle going on there, but only in her head. I'm like, I have never been like, oh, let me climb into so-and-so's bed. First of all, for the simple fact that all of that shit backfires all the time. You be like, ha, ha, ha. And then find out, they're like, oh, you in my bed. You want something, girl? No, I'm good. It was a prank. I was playing. No.
But the experience in an all-girls dormitory has taught me that
Girls are dirty.
Girls are chaos.
Well, at least we know you can never be a lesbian. It's okay.
Girls are chaos.
If there's ever a reason as to why I'm like, no, because bitches is nasty and nah, I've been traumatized, so no, it's not gonna work
I was
out.
like, what?
See, I didn't have that. Okay,
we
so
would
we
have to go to floor meetings, and we'd have to go to floor meetings, and we had our own bathroom, and we had our own living space too. So we weren't using a lot of the communal space.
They're like, so you're not even using the. complain about.
No.
But then you be like, nah, it ain't even a communal space.
Our issue was we didn't feel like we had to be at these meetings because we weren't the issue. Like, we have our own living room. We have our own kitchen.
Like, we're not using that shit. It was one time we were just letting you know that the bitches is nuts. Have you looked
The
at
RAs would usually call these meetings because someone did something.
Yeah, because they probably went in there trying to use a shower and it's like, is that a turd? Oh my God, that's a turd. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, I would raise hell if
Be in New
hold
York
on,
for a
hold on,
minute.
wait, pause. Why would you stay at that hospital?
Just-
Wait, hold
I'm
on,
about to
hold
explain.
on, hold on. Before you explain, didn't you see the movie?
It wasn't out yet.
But no,
Think
you should
about
have saw
how,
that.
let's think about how old I am, how old you are, and the movies in between.
This was before the movie, is what she's saying.
Yeah, she wasn't even thinking about, that wasn't even a thought.
No, but while
It
you were
wasn't-
still saying there, it probably
No,
came out, and I'd be
no.
like,
No, I promise you. I mean, yes, but before that movie ever came out, that was already a thing.
you didn't think about making
No,
a movie
I didn't even.
like that?
First of all, that was already a thing.
I want to hear
Before
the story.
Okay,
I'm
so,
sorry.
so I'll bring you from tragedy to triumph to tragedy to triumph. You know. roller coaster.
No.
So,
I'm gonna tell you the end to bring you back to the beginning. To bring you back to the
and
end.
then I'll tell you the whole story backwards and then tell it forward again. That fucking. I still never finished that damn movie. Anyways, okay, so.
I was actually talking about another movie when the guy said that. He was like, I'm going to tell you the end, and then I'm going to take you back to the beginning, then I'm going to take you back to the end,
Ain't that
and
how
then...
chicks get niggas caught all the time?
But no, it was... Well, hold on. It was the guy telling it like this. He was like, okay, I'm going to tell you the end first. Then then after that, I'm gonna tell you the beginning. Then I'm gonna go back to the end. Then I'm gonna tell you the middle, and then go back to the beginning.
See, that's how my logic works. That's how I catch people in a lie. I've been like, listen, you may think I'm not paying attention, but I'll ask you a question.
So, you stayed at a hostel.
Oh yeah,
That's sorry.
Coming back. Okay, so, y'all know my great grandma was an actress, and when she passed, she got residuals from the shows and things that she was doing. So when she passed, her daughter, which was Margie, y'all know that. But we had to basically prove a state and go and get her residuals.
I got
But because we lived in New York, we had to go back to do it. You have to go.
Yeah,
to
you
New
gotta
York.
go through
Right.
that. We
So-
learned from Murder Mysteries that you gotta go back.
And
You can't just
Yeah, and that's if y'all ever need some questions about a state, like a state or whatever. Anyways.
State Farm is there.
Yeah, all that. My name ain't Jake. It's AngelLeeTv. So I was like, okay, so we gotta stay there for a minute. It was me and my grandma, and I said, well, it's New York is expensive, especially if you're gonna stay in a hotel for more than a couple of days. So I said, well, let me figure out something that's not gonna cost us a whole lot. Will you stop and come back?
In New York.
Yes.
The Pennsylvania.
Yes. So I did some research, and I was like, if we had to stay there for I think it was 3 weeks, because to get an appointment with the court and all that other
The
stuff,
executor of the
it's
will.
a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
We've been from the top to the middle. We have to go to the bottom.
That's where we're going. So back, sure. All right, so I was like,
of the
I'm gonna
hotel.
strangle you on. They're gonna see you die. Do you want
Of the
to go
hotel,
viral?
because remember,
No.
in Pennsylvania,
Wait. Pause.
we were
Ah,
at the
pause.
top,
Pause.
then the medium. We gotta try the
Hell,
bottom.
say this. Pause. So, I said, well, I'm looking at hotels, and I'm like, yo, that's gonna be a lot of money to stay for 3 weeks at a hotel. So I was like, how can we do this without it being such a burden as far as money is concerned? Because we're talking about it would have been $5,000 besides getting there. So I said, okay, let me research. So I found this hostel. It's called Hostelling International. Highly recommend them. It's very clean, very dope. They have 3 branches.
Right after watching those
Listen.
movies.
Watch me, follow me. So they have 3
Don't
ranches.
watch this. Watch me.
Oh my
They
goodness.
got another one.
Sorry.
They got one that's on 110th in Amsterdam. How do I know this? Because I've stayed there several times. They have options. You can stay in like a dormitory style with like 10 beds.
Mm-hmm.
You can stay in dormitory 6 beds, 4 beds, whatever. Or
How
you
about
can
one? Just
you
one.
can you can do that. You can do that, but it's going to cost you about the same amount that you would spend getting a hotel. So that defeats your purpose.
So what's the point of
Wait,
me going
just
to the hostel when I could just go to a hotel?
Will you wait? Can I get there? Because, you know, it's like, can I get there? All right. So, the hostel per night for both of us was like $27 a night.
Oh, wow.
We got a 4-bed room.
Mhm.
And then they have like the, you know, like the bathrooms and the showers and stuff at the end.
Mhm.
And you get lockers for yourself. No. Shush. No.
Write it down. Save
Nope.
it.
Hold it. So, we get there. I was kind of skeptical, but I called them off and on. I asked people to go check it out. I'm like, can y'all go up there and just look at it just to see? It was cool. Got there. We had bunk beds. I stayed on the top. My mom stayed on the bottom. I didn't like the top, so I came down. We shared like a twin. It was fine. We didn't have any roommates
She drank
the
wine
first
before.
couple of days. And then all of a sudden, we got these 2 ladies. And one was like from Sweden, the other one was like from China, whatever. And I'm thinking prison. Like, in my mind, I'm like, I gotta guard my shit, I gotta stay awake. They was not thinking about us at all. Like, at all. You stop fidgeting.
I'm putting
Stop
it
it.
under the table.
Stop it. They weren't thinking about us at all. They had their little stuff in their locker. We would get up in the morning, they'd be gone. Get
Your
up,
roommates?
go down. Yeah, they'd be gone. They no issue. So fast forward, we go through that. We get our stuff.
So wait.
I wind up
So
coming back
you
to
and your mom
Goodness.
had a
I'm
room
gonna strangle
that
you.
had 7 other beds.
No, I said 4. You're not listening.
4 other beds.
No, 4 beds all together.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
and
4
there
people.
was
Probably
other
2 bunk
people
beds.
Yeah, there's bunk
there
beds.
too.
Yeah, it's bunk bed here,
I
bunk
couldn't
bed here,
do
and then
that.
lockers.
I couldn't do that.
Why?
I don't like sharing.
You don't have to share. They got their side, you got your side. You even got your own little personal thing.
And
When
then-
you're in Mo, especially New York, you are moving. You don't have time to
to
work.
be picky.
Yeah, you just.
That's too expensive.
The only
That's
thing
why
that I can say this because I didn't know the situation and I never stayed there before. My wallet and my person, all my, stuff stayed on my person, which is on me. Until I was like, okay, cool. And even then, I would lock it up in the locker. They have lockers. You can have your own lock. Real clean, real cool.
I couldn't stay in New York.
It was cool. I mean,
That's why I never did live
this
in
is
New York.
why. This is why we.
I liked living in New York. I
love New York.
I just hated my roommate.
I
I
love
wanted
New York.
to. I wanted to live in.
New York is kind of like LA, except not as spread out. It's like LA,
I love
but
I
squished
love
together.
their public transportation in New York.
Because it's squished. People think New York is so big, and I'm like, if you
It's
look
not
on it,
big at all.
it's small. It's very, very tiny. You can barely pick it out on a map. It's really little.
I visited every
Especially
borough.
Manhattan,
I
it's
think I
little.
visited
You
just
can-
about
you
every
can pick it out
borough
on
in one
the map.
It's
day.
very little.
Just about every borough in one day. I think I did when I
It's
was.
But
tiny.
it's like I would
It's
still.
tiny.
I would still.
And
A
I went
little
by my-
speck on the map. You're like,
And I-
oh, there it go right there.
And I went by myself, and I didn't feel like I was.
New York is fast.
I would.
People are just preoccupied with getting to where they gotta go. You wake up, you go to work.
I
You
never
get-
felt
I
unsafe
would
in
still.
New York.
I would still live in DC if it wasn't for. If it wasn't for my health and me having to stay here, I would still be living in DC.
I like DC, mainly because I'm a sucker for the weather, but
Oh, I do.
it's expensive. But then
I
again, I
lived
haven't
there,
really.
so
I don't
it
know
wasn't
DC
really.
all like that. I mean,
My
I have
favorite
to
thing
really
about New York was the fact that I could order food anytime that I wanted, and I could just hop on
Let's
any
talk
train
about
to go.
food. Okay, so the one thing that I thought was so different when I moved here was that y'all places don't really deliver on. Like when I first moved here in 2001, y'all places don't deliver. Like, besides, Domino's, Pizza Hut, normal shit. But I was like, yo, why don't we just order some McDonald's, y'all? And people were like, I'm sorry, what did you just say? I'm like, yeah, can't y'all just call the 1-800 number and have them deliver it? They were like 1-800 number. I was like, yeah, 1877 fast. All my New York
But
people,
in DC,
y'all know what I'm talking about.
In DC, you could order food.
The
like,
number is 1877 fast, and McDonald's will deliver to your door. Yes, there's a $20 minimum, which is a lot for McDonald's. I know, but if you got more than like 4 people, $20 ain't really that much.
Actually, hold on. If you want to sit there and come up with a number, you shouldn't. It's like 8 is not F. 8 is not like
What?
you said 1877. 8 is.
I know.
but
I'm not
saying-
getting. I can't just give them the number.
But no, I'm telling you
I know.
that it's not
I know.
fast if those are the numbers. Like, hello. Oh, no.
Do you want it back? All right, then come back, Geraldine.
I'm
Anyways,
here. I've been here.
so-
I was just sitting
But
here.
I like New York. New
New
York.
York is fun. It's close. It's now again.
Like if I had an IT job while I was living in New York, I would have never left New York.
It's different now. Like the last time I went, like I think the one thing I did like about growing up in New York is the familiarity of the places that you go to.
I like.
And for me, I had my whole life, you know, like I told you, I was like, yeah.